Hello, my name is Ann, and today I'm going to talk about something that I found pretty interesting about the iPhone lifetime, and that is the support range. And I'm going to analyze it and predict what's going to be the future iPhone's lifetime. So let's get started. First, let me go through three things. Okay, the past, the current, present, and the future. Okay, so first I'm going to talk about the history of Apple iPhone support range. Okay, we'll talk about from the original version to the latest one that has just been officially no longer supported. Right. And we'll talk about the support range for the past iPhones. And right, let's get started. And the first iPhone I want to talk about is the obvious original iPhone. Right, this is the original iPhone right here, and this is the pioneer, the incentive for basically every single phones out there. And I'll talk more about the phone, and it is first released in June 29th, 2007, and when the iPhone 4 was no longer supported in June 21st, 2010, iOS 4 was released. Right? You all know that there are three major iOS versions supported, and it was iPhone OS 1.0, iPhone OS 2.0, and iPhone OS 3.0. Okay, and to the processor, it has a 32-bit Samsung processor. It's unknown name, it's kind of a code name, but I don't want to mention it to you. Okay, so again, the original iPhones was supported for 3 years. Okay, the original iPhone was 3 years from iPhone OS 1.0 to iPhone OS 3.0. Okay, let's take a look at the next generation iPhone, and that is the iPhone 3G. Right, this is the first iPhone to beat the iPhone is the iPhone 3G. And look at this, the overall things here. We do have the release date of July 11th, 2008, and it was no longer supported on October 12th, 2011, which is also 3 years like the original iPhone. And it has the same processors as the original iPhone do, and also has three major iOS versions supported, from iPhone OS 2.0, iPhone OS 3.0, and iOS 4. Right, so again, it has a 32-bit Samsung processor, the same one that the original iPhone has. Right, let's take a look at the iPhone 3GS. This is the first iPhone is going to make a big difference. So here's the iPhone 3GS, and let me talk about the lifespan first. Okay, this is the first Apple iPhone to increase the support range, to be increased in terms of the support range. It came from 3 years from two earlier iPhones to 4 years in 2009 from 2009 to 2013. Right, you can see the iPhone 3GS has 4 iOS versions instead of 3. iPhone OS 3.0 all the way to iOS 6.1.3. And it also has a different processor, the Samsung S5 PC100 as well. So the iPhone 3GS is the first iPhone to have 4 years support by Apple. Right? So that is the iPhone 3GS. Now let's look at the next iPhone, which is the iPhone 4. Right? Very obvious, iPhone 4. And the iPhone 4 also kept the same lifespan years longevity as the iPhone 3GS. it is again released in 2010 and is no longer supported in 2014 when iOS 8 was released. And it also has 4 versions of iOS supported, including iOS 4 all the way to iOS 7. And it's also the first iPhone to be made to have a processor that is all made by Apple. Okay, so that is the iPhone 4. Again, it also has a 4-year lifespan, no difference from the iPhone 3GS. And we move on to the iPhone 4S, right? The iPhone 4S, and this also marked the first big threshold, where it has a 5-year longevity, right? 5-year longevity from October 2011 to September 2016, when it was a drop in iOS 10. And it also has 5 versions of iOS run on to go along with 5 years, right? To go over 5 years, we have 5 versions of iOS, from iOS 5 to iOS 9. And that's the 4S, right? 5 years. Another iPhone that got increased a year in terms of support range by Apple. Now let's look at the last device we're looking at in history is the iPhone 5. And the iPhone 5 also has the same lifespan as the iPhone 4S, where it kept 5 years from iOS 6 to iOS 10, and it has the Apple A6 processor. Right, that is the iPhone 5. And looking at the iPhones that we're looking at here, the iPhone 2G, right? The original iPhone was 3 years. iPhone 3G was also 3 years. The iPhone 3GS marked the first iPhone to jump 1 year in terms of support range to 4 years. The iPhone 4 kept the same augustness of the iPhone 3GS. The 4S increased from 4 to 5 years, and it also has the same longevity as the iPhone 5. We also have 5 years. So from the whole 6 iPhones and their lifetime, you have already got yourself a rule, right? You look at the name and then the number of years that are supported. You can know what you expect, right? Look at the iPhone 3GS, right? It was an S upgrade, and it also jumped a year of support. The iPhone 4S, also an S upgrade, will also jump a year in terms of the support range. So that leaves us to conclusion, where we talk briefly about what is the Apple strategy in terms of supporting the iPhones. There will be a 1 year increase in support range after an S upgrade and a processor that ends with an odd number. For example, a 5 chip, a 7 chip, a 9 chip. Alright? So again, there will be 1 year increase in support range. So after an S upgrade, iPhone 3GS, 4S, 5S, 6S, 7S, they will increase their longevity by 1 year. Okay? So they will be supported by, so each S upgrade, they will receive another iOS versions to enjoy its last year, right? So that is a pretty simple conclusion, but it might impact the future iPhones. So let's take a look real quick at the current iPhones, right? The iPhones are still being supported today, right? And so before that, I just want to say, why does Apple increase iPhone's longevity over the year, right? Why does Apple do this, right? I mean, the iPhones, if they get As it gets older, it gets slower. People are really concerned about that, right? Well, here's the thing. Apple, since the iPhone 4, as I mentioned, will make their own chip, right? Made their own Apple A chip. They're really powerful. They kick every single Samsung, Google devices in the bush, right? That's the main reason. The processor speed difference generation of iPhones is steeply being better optimized and improved annually, which means that every single iPhone release, okay, every September release, your iPhone 5 release, iPhone 5s release, they kept talking about the processor. They kept talking about how much it is improved over the last generations and how Apple's processors perform over since from scratch, right? So that is the main reason. The main reason is because the iPhones is deeply being better optimized. Apple made the chip, so they optimize it really, really well, and also improve in terms of throttling, overclocking, a lot of technology under the processor itself. Okay, now let's take a look at the very simple prediction of Apple iPhone support range for current devices, right? The devices that has not been dropped on any certain iOS versions. And we'll talk about the iPhone 5s and up. And disclaimer, this is just a prediction, okay? This is what I anticipate what is going to happen. What Apple is going to do with their more recent iPhones. And again, these support range will be adjudicated by Apple. It's not adjudicated by me. It's not adjudicated by anyone. It is adjudicated by Apple itself. Okay, this is a big warning. So first of all, without any further ado, let's take a look at the iPhone 5s. Right, the iPhone 5s is the oldest device to get iOS 11. And you may worry next year Apple is going to drop iPhone 5s in iOS 12. But there is a huge but here. Since, as we know from any previous iPhones, the S upgrade will increase a year of longevity, because S upgrade stands for speed, right? So the 5s will be the next device to get the first device to get 6 years of support, which means the next iPhone to increase a year, which means that the iOS 12 will be the last version of iOS, not iOS 11. iOS 12 is, okay? iOS 12 is the last version for the iPhone 5s based on the iPhones before that has suffered. And 5s is again 6 years support until the end of iOS 12. And we have the iPhone 6. iPhone 6 also has the same 6 years of support until iOS 13. The end of iOS 13 will get dropped in iOS 14. iPhone 6s. Yes, iPhone 6s. Again, this 6s will also increase a year in support range, so it will have 7 years of lifetime. That is so long, right? Apple is making those iPhone last longer and longer. And the iPhone 6s and the iPhone 6s Plus is expected to have last until iOS 15. Okay, based on the rule that we had with the previous iPhone, the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus will have 7 years of support until iOS 15. And lastly, we do have the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus, the newest device. Again, 7 years until iOS 16. Right? So the current iPhone 7 we have today, if you buy an iPhone 7 or 6s, you can enjoyably use your device for the next 7 years. Right? Because your iPhone would guess probably going to still be supported for 7 years based on what Apple says. Right, let's move on to the hot topic, and that is what about the future iPhones, the upcoming iPhones, the iPhone 8, the iPhone 2018, and the iPhone 2019. Alright, looking at the iPhone 2017 or iPhone 8, right? Because we all heard that the three iPhones are going to be released this year, right? Next month is going to be the time, and it's based on what we have. The iPhone 8 this year will be the next device that is going to have 1 year more in support, right? Which means it will be the first device to have an 8 years of support. 8 years of support. Okay, so iPhone 8 will be starting iOS 11, right? So approximately it should stop anywhere iOS 18 or iOS 17, right? Very long, seriously long. And again, iPhone 8s in 2018 will also have 8 years support, and the iPhone 9 2019 will set it up to 9 years, right? Just like that and just like that. If Apple keep this tradition, iPhones are getting longer, staying longer and longer at the time, right? So that is the whole iPhone thing. And now let's see what we have is the conclusion. Alright, let's just turn to the page before. Okay, Alright, so this is the 3 iPhones we going to be having in the future, and the iPhone 8. Okay, you can see the previous iPhone, like there will be an S upgrade, and that S upgrade will increase its support range by a year. Okay, but starting from this year's iPhone, you see that the iPhone 8 is the first device to be supported for 8 years, right? Which sounds weird because, hey, this is supposed to be an S upgrade, but this is an iPhone 8 upgrade. It's an 8. This is not 7S. Alright? This is an 8, not 7S, which mean you don't know what that means, right? Look at that, the iPhone 8S. 8S didn't have any years of support increase. It still kept 8 years. The iPhone 9 2019 will also have 9 years support. iPhone 9, this is number release, also actually going to also increase the lifespan. And that is the conclusion of the future iPhones. Previously, the older iPhones, an S upgrade will increase themselves a year. But starting from this year's iPhone 8, there will be a 1 year increase again in support again, but after a number release, right? A design release, right? For iPhone 8, iPhone 7, iPhone 9, iPhone 10, these iPhones starting from this year will increase the support instead of an S upgrade, right? So based on what we heard, right? But Apple is Apple. I mean, they might do anything. They might do everything, right? Maybe they could still put an S upgrade or to increase the support, but this is speculation. Okay, speculations, and there is no guarantee that this is going to happen. But based on what we had before, based on the older iPhone we encounter, this might be happen, right? This might happen. So again, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy, and hope you enjoy this video. Make sure to, if you do, then make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below for more interesting videos in the future, and I'll see you next time.